Okay, so none of you guys are strangers to the police crime drama. So what makes you want to keep coming back, and what was it about Gone that you wanted to be involved with?
Christopher Noth.
Danny Pino.
Myself.
And Leven Rambin. And Andy.
Andy Mantis, Tracy Toms.
Tracy Toms.
Tracy.
What was your question?
I was saying Christopher Noth so you would answer.
Oh, yeah.
No. What, are you leaving
Not
this on
because
my
you're-
lap?
We still don't know the
Not
question.
because you're one of the big...
What's the question?
So, I mean, yeah, you're no strangers to the police crime drama. Why do you keep going back on? What was it particularly about Gone that you were interested in?
I mean, there was Law and Order, and obviously Danny did a Law and Order, which is a very specific kind of crime drama in its day. This is a completely different idea. First of all, it's not about a dead body, it's about a living body that's been taken, and you have a very finite amount of time to find them. It's also about people who will have a special relationship to abduction in their own lives brought together to solve abduction, so that every case has an impact on each and every character. And they learn as we go through it more about themselves, often, in a sense, through some of these events than they would have if they hadn't. And my character brings these people together from the past, and specifically Kik, who I had saved when she was a 5-year-old, and who has this very special, almost psychic power to understand abductors, because she, as we say in the episode 1, has lived in the wolf's den, understands how a wolf thinks. And so that power makes for a very potent tool for all of us, and each of us has his own sort of special technique and ability to find these people. And so it's a living human being that's been abducted. It's not chasing a dead body, the killer of the victim. So that's quite different, and the relationships are different than a procedural drama.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I've seen the first 3 episodes of it, and I did feel it wasn't just about the abduction cases, the missing cases. It also felt like a relationship. You were building a relationship as well.
We all have a relationship to abduction, and every abduction takes a certain toll and a certain lesson for all of us. And I think that's very important.
To answer your question,
I just answered it.
well, no, but from my perspective, I agree. I agree with 99%. The 1% is total. Yes, but anyway, no, I agree with everything you said. But from my perspective, in terms of going back into a show that has procedural elements to it, I'll be frank. I had no desire to play a law enforcement officer again, having done it on Cold Case and then on SVU. Perhaps being artistically immature, said that I would never seek out a show that had those elements again. And then I read Gone. And I thought, well, it's character centered. It's character centric, which it's not common for procedural shows. It's also based on a novel by Chelsea Cain, where the characters are very flushed out. So it has a literary pedigree, and so I started changing my mind on what I was interested in doing, not because of the tone of the show, but basing my decision on pure character. And would this be a challenge for me to play, especially having played characters within a similar genre? Could I differentiate this? And that would be my challenge.
Okay. Let's bring you in here as well. So yeah, Kik is quite she's a kick-ass female, and it's quite empowering to have, again, such a strong, well-written female role. I mean, how did you feel about coming in and, you're going to give these guys a good kick-in, basically?
Yeah, I mean, I never really considered, that I'd be the only girl here, but these two very powerful and strong men.
Go on.
Not handsome and beautiful and perfect men. Okay, that's fine. That's enough.
No, you can go.
$5 more.
Yeah, that's enough.
Okay. No, but I realized pretty quickly that I have to hold my own here, and it's my responsibility to be as strong and as resourceful as these guys. And I don't see roles like this all the time, if ever. I was playing, the girlfriend of so-and-so or the, prostitute of this or that. And I was just so done with representing women that way, because this is true. This is true. And this speaks more to me, the resilience of a woman, the complexity of this character is so much more interesting to me, and is a lot more like the women that I know than, partially probably because it was written by a woman, the book, but Matt Lopez, I was always like, a man wrote this line, I was like, I'm not gonna let this be mansplained. And, but they always listened to me, they always respected my input and made it very easy for me to bring this character to life in, she's not the most feminine girl, but, I wanted her to go on a journey from hiding, and suffocating sort of her softer, more vulnerable side to, over the course of time, embracing that. And I think a lot of women go through that, so.
Yeah, and also John and Kit obviously have this kind of love-hate kind of relationship going on, but I see what's coming. There's going to be some kind of relationship there, isn't there?
I think you're going to be surprised.
With him?
Don't give anything away. No spoilers.
I think they'll be surprised.
Okay.
I hope so.
I mean, you two do often spar as well. Well, from the first 3 episodes that I've seen, have there been any kind of accidents at all where you've actually kicked him or punched him?
Has there?
Has there? I mean, you did have to wear. He was like, "Can I get a stomach pad?" Yeah, because we were going fast and furious, honey, and
I wore no pad.
No, there was no pads. No pads anywhere.
No, just pure rock hard abs.
Yeah. I was like, ow, ow.
That's right.
Almost broke my hand on this.
It does get quite physical, and it's very close quarter fighting. And the choreography is complicated, it's intricate, it's very fast. And we try to avoid accidents, but we trust each other implicitly and we work at it constantly. In fact, I remember there was a time where you were sick, you were ill, and you still came and worked out and fought so that we would be ready to fight on the day. And I think it shows.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey, you guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yes.
Nice.
Hey!